Y'all ever heard of a guy named Paul? He wrote about half the New Testament, if you haven't heard about him. Paul just wasn't some writer, okay? Paul was a Pharisee. The Bible says he was a Pharisee of the Pharisees, which means he would be an expert of the law. If it was written in the Old Testament scriptures, in the law, Paul knew every clause associated with it. And he knew, Bill, exactly what it took to establish the truth. Because he knew in Deuteronomy 17, verse 6, that it took 2 or 3 witnesses to confirm something as fact. So what does Paul do? Paul doesn't give 2, he doesn't give 3, he gives hundreds of witnesses to the resurrected Christ. Now the passage is 1 Corinthians 15, verses 3 through 8. He starts naming names of people who saw the resurrected Christ. He begins by saying Peter saw the resurrected Christ. Then he says the 12 apostles saw. Then by over 500 brethren at once. Most of them were still alive while Paul was writing. Then James saw him. Then all the apostles. And then finally Paul says, last of all, he was seen of me also. On that road to Damascus, that bright shining light wasn't the sun in the sky. It was the Son of God that appeared to the Apostle Paul in his glory. By the time you add it all up, now I engage my brain, and according to my adding, there's 500. Don't laugh at me. There's about 526 eyewitnesses to the resurrected Christ. 526 people who saw Jesus alive after he was crucified, after he was buried, and placed in that tomb. Now, if you walk into any courtroom in America today with that many eyewitnesses, the case would be closed before it got started. There are enough witnesses listed in the Bible to the resurrection of Jesus Christ that would convince any jury in the world that Jesus Christ rose from the dead.